What's good, everybody? This is Y and Z, a conversation between the generations. I represent Generation Y, aka the Millennials. Yes, we already know the best on this here face of the planet. The name is Jay Clark, my partner in crime over there. The young blood representing the other half of that equation, Generation Z. Xavier D. Lewis, how are you, my brother, this week?
What's going on, great people? Hey, it's the holiday season. I almost have tears in my eyes.
Week
It's
out,
almost here.
week out from Christmas and the birth of our Savior. Mhm.
It's almost here. Mary is. I can almost hear her water breaking.
Mary complaining right now.
She got them swollen ankles right
Oh
about
yeah,
now.
oh yeah.
Oh,
Joseph
she
getting on her
nice and
nerves.
tender.
Joseph just like, I'm just gonna take a walk.
You see what I'm saying? Right about now, King Herod somewhere talking about King of the Jews. Who shall that be? A week from now, he gonna set out that decree. Man, it's gonna be a sad time. They gonna go around try to book him a hotel room. The Marriott ain't got no rooms. The Hilton ain't got no rooms.
You can't give him
Man,
that. You can't hook him up with a good discount, sir, somewhere.
even the jury inn ain't got no room.
The hourly rate hotel, you know that hotel, which I'm sure was bumping for the census because they was like, oh yeah, we got some folk coming into town. Yeah, they ain't even having a room. But jump cut because spilled my hot chocolate. But anywho, like, share, subscribe. We thank you for any time you spend with us today. We're gonna talk Bel-Air because it just wrapped up and was watching the show, and it doesn't necessarily represent your childhood, but I feel like you tie into it, and of course you have the
Definitely.
yeah. Let's just get into the show, sir. What'd you think about Bel-Air?
Man, of course, growing up watching all of the reruns of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right?
You didn't grow up watching.
I didn't grow up watching it as it was coming out, right? So Fresh Prince, I grew up watching the reruns, and I'm just like, wow, amazing show. The just prime sitcom black family and a different side at that. You know what I'm saying? Like growing up, watching things like Good Times or The Jeffersons or just other black TV shows. We had yet to kind of see like this black luxury style. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of have blackish a little bit, but not to the richness of
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like we could have like middle income families that were well off. Didn't have to worry about paying the bills on some shows, but to the extent of this, like, oh, they have a butler. This is like, wow, okay, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. When I heard that Bel-Air was coming out, when did that first season air?
That first season aired in
Was it 16, 17?
2022. Series premiered on Peacock February 13th, 2022.
Really? I don't know why I was pushing it that far back.
Well, because let's give this the proper credit where it's due for the inspiration. Because there's a couple ways I want to tackle this. Number one, off jump, because I don't want to spend too much time here. It doesn't touch the original in any way, shape, or form.
I'm gonna even be honest here. I try my best not to compare the two.
I'll put a note in that. Put a note in that. So first category, doesn't touch the original. The original is what it is.
Correct.
It is what this is. Separate. Let's give credit for the inspiration of this show, because essentially you're talking late 2010s. Everybody's talking about, oh, let's reboot this. Let's bring this back. And if you don't know, this essentially generated from a short that a fella did on whichever network, TikTok or whatever.
Right.
Picturing what if the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was gritty and more real. And fire, I remember that, viral. Everybody was like, yo, just be dope, cool.
Right.
And it became Bel-Air. So credit where credit's due, just for the sake of that idea becoming legit and becoming a full-fledged TV series. Great done.
Yeah.
The show itself is decent. It's nothing special, to be honest with you. Like, it's a solid portrayal of a, yes, as you put it, upper class black family, which we don't get too much of.
No.
And especially in this era, like, take Fresh Prince out of it, take the fact that it's the Banks, it's just a rich black family, and some of the stuff that a rich black family deals with. Great job.
And honestly, I think they were honestly very smart in the retelling of this story. Like, they didn't depend on their audience having already watched Fresh Prince. You know, I think I really like that. I think it's very catered to. We have no idea who these people are. We don't have any idea who these characters are. This is just a brand new show. That's how basically they treated it, and I really appreciated that. I really appreciated it to the point where they're like, okay, if we are going to cater this to 21st, century Gen Zers, people who might not have ever watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air before, this is going to be a great show for them.
Yeah, and I think that's where it's a good show.
Right.
Nothing spectacular.
Right. Let's be honest, it's not the best show in the last 10 years.
Right. 4 seasons, 38 episodes, nothing spectacular. Like, good show. It's not hating on it. I will argue with you a little bit. It's that final point, I think, which truly makes it like, because again.
You talking about the last episode point?
No, what you did.
Okay. Hold on.
Not needing to know. I think there is a sweet spot that if you do know,
yes,
this is probably the capstone of hopefully the end of, which it won't be, but a big reboot era we went through, because you had Fuller House, you had a bunch of stuff, a couple shows that kind of came back.
Yeah.
And what Bel-Air did was it didn't just do we're continuing the story or we're rebooting to tell the same story. No, what they did, and which finally, I guess, kind of drew me into the show a little bit, because this is one of those shows me and my wife started together, but she didn't finish it with me because she was like, I'm not that, I don't like what they're doing here, which I firmly get.
You get it.
What they did masterfully, though, was using a lot of elements from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Correct.
To tell a new story with these characters that we are familiar with. And that's where I want to give them some, weaving in familiar plot lines or familiar things that if you watch the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, some of these characters experience. The way they weave them in this new story as whatever you want to call it, Easter eggs, nostalgia bait, whatever.
Let me say this really fast, just to go off topic here.
Mm-hmm.
As a young single black man, whoever the casting director was for the women in this show, he did not miss. Do you hear? The women in this show are just fine. Coco Jones playing Hillary Banks. You got the actor that played Jackie. Fine. Oh my God. You had them brown skin. You had them chocolate. You had them light skin. You had them short. You had them tall. You had them medium size. I mean, they gave us a buffet of beautiful black women, all ages as well.
True.
It wasn't just the youngins. The Arville's friends. Jesus.
For the sakes of just being a little contrarian though. Fresh Prince had that 90s fine and the variety.
They did. They kind of had to keep that up. If you did not have fine women in this show,
Tyra
flopped.
Nia Long. They had Jasmine Guy on there.
Really?
You had Vivica Fox.
Oh yeah.
You had Pam Grier and Elise Neal in the same episode. Kudos. You did good, but
that 90s fine was something different.
Was something else. But no, I think the real magic in this show, and I got again, not trying to take away from it. It's a good solid show. Good show. If I saw some tweets, in the young folk, hey, yeah, this depicted our thing, which I'm all for. Great, congratulations. But yeah, it's gonna be here and gone.
Unfortunately, I think its rewatchability is not going to be as high. I think it's something you watch. I think it's not going to be something that you're just like, I need to go back and rewatch Bel-Air X amount of times or, things like that. I think it's just going to be something that was in the moment for the moment. You watch the seasons when they came out, beautifully done. And I even share my little nitpick with the show, right? Mm-hmm. On a season by season basis, I felt like there was just I'm not a fan of the pacing of the show, if that makes sense. I felt like a lot of the pacing was just so off. Some episodes it was continuous, and then you get to another episode, and then it's been 5 months since the last episode, but they don't clearly state that. And then let's not mention the gap in between seasons and how certain things get paid off in the gap between seasons. Like I'll even share like between season 3 and season 4, the kidnapping of Will. All of that happened in the gap. Like, why couldn't that have just been the neck? Why couldn't that just have been season 4, episode 1, where we see all of that instead of it being incorporated as flashbacks?
Problem. It's the streaming problem.
It really is,
because again, look, Bel-Air, 4 seasons of 38 episodes. You weren't even averaging
10 episodes a season.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air only had quote unquote 2 more seasons. Fresh Prince went for 6 seasons.
How many episodes?
148 episodes.
Jesus. That's what I be talking about.
Like, unfortunately, that's the symptom of the streaming era. Like, again, the whole package Bel-Air put together.
A great package. I'm not mad at it.
I enjoy it. I understand your nitpick. I saw the pacing because especially in this final season, it was like, oh, okay, we
just all over the place here.
You hitting the big rocks, but that's because you don't have the space and breath to hit the little rocks.
Right.
That traditional old school media used to be able to do with the 148 episodes for characters. Like Bel-Air, in a way, was essentially the best highlights of Fresh Prince in a new way.
Yes.
And for the most part, I'll say about 3/4 of the time, it worked. There was a couple times where it was like, oh, okay, yeah, you hitting that.
It don't work.
You hitting that a little over the head, and it's like, okay. But for the most part, the way they incorporated elements and great moments from the Fresh Prince into Bel-Air, it worked. Unfortunately, this also creates the element Bel-Air itself has no moments. All of Bel-Air's moments, outside of one, which I'll get to in a second, outside of one, are literally, oh yeah, okay, I see what you tied it back to there. The dancing, like it itself had no moments outside of. Shout out to Adrian Holmes, my fraternity brother, because of his experience portraying Uncle Phil as an alpha in season 1, to then becoming an alpha himself during the show's run and wearing them letters proud in this fight. Like, that's probably the one thing that really. But again, unless you're really into Greek life or nothing like that's not going to.
You don't really know that, right?
That's not even going to make like, oh, that's what made this show something. Like outside that, it's literally just a replication of the Fresh Prince, and it begs the question, like, okay, like great story. What did it have to be the Banks? Like, it's a cool story of why we did this, but in the end, it's kind of like, did it have to be? Couldn't we just have had a new rich?
You see what I'm saying? I feel like
story.
I feel like they thought, like you said, we could have made up a new family, a new style of, cross country move, new cities. You know what I'm saying? We could have did this whole story again without it being, like you said, the Banks. You know what I'm saying? But I think, I guess they didn't think people are going to watch it because it's not.
Okay, slight tangent here. Did you see the article that just dropped that talked about 80% of the cast viewed on streaming or of streamed shows? It's white product. They're not checking for a black casted show. We all know who they are. They wasn't clicking on this.
God, no.
Which is one of the biggest difference between the 90s, where whether they were checking for it or not.
Oh, they was getting force fed it. The beauty of the 90s. The beauty of the 90s, right? It was mainstream. Now, like you said, this is just the demon that is the streaming platform. Who cares? Okay, Bel-Air just dropped its final season, and who cares?
And am I going to see another episode of Bel-Air in my life again? Who knows? Again, as you mentioned, I have no reason to go back.
To want to go back and watch? I mean,
purposefully watch it, because it ain't no I'm gonna be flipping and it'll be on. No,
and like you said, it's like to know that you watch Fresh Prince and then watching Bel-Air, you kind of get you enjoy it a little bit more. Like when you see Jeffrey coming in to talk to Jeffrey, when you see old Aviv coming in to talk to new Aviv, you know what I'm saying?
Right there, wait, pause. Best cameo of the series, maybe besides
Who?
Will at the end, was the original Aunt Viv.
Oh yes.
Because of how they introduced it too, though. Like everybody else just kind of popped up. The original Aunt Viv, they made it a moment. And like I love the camera work till you like
You couldn't really
you
tell
couldn't
who
tell
it
who it
was at
was.
first.
Because they're focusing on the new Phil and Viv. And then you get that turnaround. She's coming out the sunlight, and you get Coco as Hillary talking about, I'd like to introduce you to Vivian Banks. She doesn't, she's talking about the new Aunt Viv because she's introduced, but the way it's shot, it's like, yes.
Yeah,
It was
this
an
is
awesome meta. One of the great things that this show was it put together some awesome meta moments in the ways that it did it, and this was top tier. To where yes,
top tier.
as she's walking in, so it's literally like yes, if you don't know, that's the original Vivian Banks, and to me that was a cool like kudos.
I was like, okay,
For this.
beautifully done, beautifully done. And I'll even say, I truly did enjoy that conversation between Will and Will. I think it literally was Will Smith. I think his whole premise for that moment was, what would I tell my younger self?
I mean, that's what he was playing. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
When I
that was a
say
great way to tie
beautifully done.
Great way to tie the two together. I think that again, that was like those moments, those super meta, and like is what truly like okay, yes, great job, but am I going to go watch it again?
So I'll ask you this though: do you feel like any other '90s TV shows could be dramatized in this way? I feel like Fresh Prince was a little niche to be able to do this because it had, even in the original show, while funny, yes, it had real storylines. You know what I'm saying?
That's a lot of '90s TV. I think you could.
What show?
Family Matters.
I think you could definitely do this with Family Matters. Given that he was a policeman, yeah, you could definitely do this with Family Matters.
You make Steve really neurodivergent, or on this like there are ways you can play it. Hell, Rock. I'm sure you could do it with Rock. A bunch of them, but the biggest question would be again, why?
Why?
Like, because it's one of those things. Is again using Bel-Air as the example. You take out the Fresh Prince aspect of this and make this just a black rich family. Like again, as you said, set it up in a variety so that it's a new thing. Could the story have been the same? For the most part, yes.
Yeah. And we wouldn't have doubted it.
But you're banking on the fact that it's Bel-Air and using these familiar characters.
Yes.
You're trying to hit the nostalgia to bring it to the audience and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, we're not seeing it do that to a point that truly successful. I don't, because we don't know what success is for a lot of these things. Not like we don't know what the streaming numbers on this is. We don't know what the audience numbers. We don't know how many people checked it. Like it's a weird space.
One of the greatest things I will get from this show is I think it introduces us to a lot of new young black actors and actresses. Yep. I love that, right? Like we've gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, I want to see you in things in the future. I want to see how you progress. And for the most part, I think the acting in this show was really good.
Oh yeah, no.
I think their abilities are great. They just were kind of dealt what they were dealt as far as how they wanted to pitch this to the public, and like you said, really banking on the nostalgia of it all.
Again, the show itself is nothing against the cast, crew, right?
Right.
No, you put together a solid product. The issues around this are all because of this era that we're in. Like,
correct.
Because again, part of me would have to be a lot. Part of the reason why Fresh Prince is as big as it is, or was, is because airing on primetime television and forcing people to watch it to an extent. It's one of the options you have to go to. And then being rerun, it's still in reruns. Like I can spend a good Saturday night just turn
on watching Fresh Prince,
and they rerunning Fresh Prince episodes. So it's always there. This isn't being forced on anyone. And some people will be like, that's a good thing. I don't want to be forced TV.
I get that. I do. But when you have to, people also have to understand that when you were forced TV, it still made you care about it. It made you at a certain point, if it truly wasn't your thing, it just was never going to be your thing. But if you were open to it, you could be open to actually caring about this TV show because it was always on, and now you actually are invested. We have to look at the downside of streaming. Like we've always talked before, I get to choose what I want to choose when I want to choose it. So now the downside of that is that could only be a select few. The numbers are not there. It's been evident. The numbers are not there. We don't have these great number of people talking about the show. The hype is not there. It just isn't what it could be because we've given so many options.
The space isn't there. I'm looking at the dates. Like, for example, so season 1, 10 episodes, released in February of 2022, and that last episode was released in March, the end of March 2022. 2 months. Season 2, end of February 23, so you had to wait almost a year.
A year.
Released in February of 2023, towards the end, and then last episode was released in April of 2023. Essentially, same period.
Right. 2 months and some change.
Season 3, August 15th, 2024 to September 5th, 2024. Not even a month. Season 4, the last season, November 24th, 2025 to December 8th. Barely 2 weeks. So in all this time, we're talking this show took up maybe 6 months, the entire show, versus, again, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, 6 seasons, 148 episodes.
I'm becoming so confused.
One second though, because the date. Season 1, September of 1990, all the way through May of 1991. Season 2, September of 91 to May. It's that calendar cycle. You're talking, what? Let me do September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May.
10 months?
9 months. 6 times over. So 3/4 of the year, this show
is on your TV.
Was on your TV. Primetime. Promos, adverts, all that kind of stuff. Because you're forgetting all the media surrounding it. Like, we saw some cool
stuff,
campaigns here and there. The cast and crew was up at Howard University for homecoming, doing it. Like, cool activations. But is anybody going to be talking about this come January?
I'm so confused.
2 weeks.
Oh, let me tell you this. People are going to forget about it by the time Christmas comes, because that's the next episode of Stranger Things. That's the next volume of Stranger Things.
And then you got Stranger Things, like, which people talk about that with its own issues with aging and all this. Like, 9 months, 6 times over. Versus
what I'm really trying to figure out is
total in time.
What I'm trying to figure out truly is what are the budgeting differences? Because I look at shows like NCIS, Bones, things like that. They would have like 20 episode seasons.
They still do,
about 45-minute episodes.
NCIS is still doing that model.
But here you got streaming platforms telling us that we should be okay with a few more minutes, maybe 55 minutes, maybe an hour and some change.
If it's a good
only 8 to 10 episodes.
And you're getting that,
and that's a season.
And once a year. Like, it's a very valid question you ask, because I'm a Star Trek fan. Shout outs to my other podcast from 60,000 Light Years. If you're a Star Trek fan, hey, check that out. But
maybe over there talking good stuff.
It's one of them things like, it's like, oh yeah, Star Trek's an expensive show, all these effects and yada, yada, yada. Whereas, and that's why we can only do these 10 episode seasons. Again, that same show in the 90s was pushing out 26 a year, 2 shows a year.
Right.
Again, we're using more CGI and visual effects.
And isn't that cheaper than the manual labor?
Supposed to be cheaper, supposed to be faster, supposed to be quicker. So with this technology that's supposed to allow us to do more, we're getting less. Versus when it took more effort and we were doing it for less, we got more. Like, that equation is not adding up.
Thank you.
Tell me all this shit is more expensive. Y'all are choosing to make it more expensive.
Thank you. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. Why are you only giving it used to piss me off when it was only 10 episode seasons. When I was like, what do you mean? This the final episode at 10 episodes. Then they started pushing 8 episode seasons. And then I watched something and it was on like 6 episodes. I was like, what is going on here? This is not a season of anything.
Which on one hand, I'm all in favor of fit the format to the story you're trying to tell. So because I'm not going to sit here and tell you, hey, all these little minis or whatever are trash or nothing like that. Because again, I'm not here sitting here calling Bel-Air trash. The story it told across its 38 episodes, good stuff. But fit the story. Like, yes, I'm sure. Okay, yeah, we only need 8 here. Cool. Nah, we gonna need some more here if we're gonna really try to make it. And then different. And then get that spoke like random. It comes to mind now. Like where something was when I was a kid, told you what the quality was going to be. There was a difference between your cable TV show, an HBO show, to a made-for-TV movie versus just a home video release.
Correct.
Versus a theatrical release.
Correct.
All those, depending on where it was coming out for the first time,
that told you everything you needed to know.
That told you everything about the quality and what to expect. Versus nowadays, it seems like everybody's trying to go for this theatrical cinematic quality, no matter where it's being put out, no matter what the level of the project is, despite maybe some of these Hallmark TV movies. But they know their lane. They found the budget.
And they stick to it.
And good for them. But ain't no made-for-TV movies no more. Ain't no difference between a TV show for the most part and everything is starting to homogenize.
I was a couple of years ago. I was like, why in the world does Stranger Things take so long to come back out? The Duffer Brothers are making a movie for each episode. That is their whole mindset. Is that this episode needs to be an hour-long movie? And I was like, I get it, but after this, I'm okay with no more Duffer Brothers TV shows. They take too long to make. Just go into movies.
You know what we used to call that?
What?
Miniseries.
Bam.
Let's stop calling just because it's on top of my mind. No, Stranger Things is not a TV show. Sometimes it is a miniseries.
I agree with that.
Changing expectation. Miniseries. Okay, we're going to just tell this story within
set amount of episodes.
Imagine Jackson's American Dream. How long is that? What is
maybe
it's 5, like 6. There was 6. I think Jackson's an American. Let's see. That is a quote unquote 2 episode, and those. I mean, it's broken up in half.
Oh yeah.
What is the length of? I don't know, but yeah, we all know like that thing is like 6 hours long.
Right.
Okay, you dropping that today as 6 1-hour episodes, maybe. Call it a miniseries.
Bam. That's all it is.
Especially because we know Netflix don't want to keep this stuff going on anyway.
Nope.
Or whoever. Canceling things early or after 2 or 3 seasons before things get more expensive. Like, it's so many excuses for this, I'll just call it what it is, shitty entertainment scene we seem to be in when there's a plethora of options, but nothing is like, oh my God, that is amazing.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine primetime TV? Let's just say 2007. You got an episode of Blue Bloods coming out. They give you, your hour window. You have your commercials in there. They give you 10 of those and say it's a season. Livid. Livid.
Again, people, favorite franchise, Star Trek. People are like, why isn't Star Trek what it used to be? And we've gotten a bunch of new series in these last 10 years. Not one of them has ever aired on television. I mean, well, Discovery had a couple episodes, like its premiere aired on CBS at the time, but Picard ain't air on TV. Prodigy aired on Nickelodeon, but that's a kid's show. Like, there is something about putting it in front of people and making them have to see, because streaming essentially takes out the coming across this thing just happened to be on and letting it grab your attention. If that title card don't grab me, if that automatic trailer they're going to play don't grab me, if I happen to stay on it long enough before maybe I see something else or whatever I want to go to, and I actually press click to play, which means I have to go into the show and then select the episode. There's so many options I can get out of it versus just coming across and be like, oh, what's this?
Right.
And then you get, as you put it, kind of get drawn in and sucked in because you just experienced the work versus, oh, I'm going into this knowing everything about, like, this scene sucks.
When I say I have vivid memories of sitting there going through the channel guide, my mama talking about, find me something to put on. And so I'm literally sitting there reading off the little dab of description about the episode to her so she can decide what she wants. Then that became what I did. I didn't know what I want to watch. Let me just flip through things. Half the time I didn't even read the description. I'd be like, oh, that sounds like a cool show. This is literally how I started watching Bones. I was like, Bones? Okay, what is this about? I just turned it on. Hooked. It's the beauty of just that spontaneity. You know what I'm saying? We've lost spontaneity and
too much choice.
Too much.
That's what
too much.
Too much choice. It's too easy to be like, oh yeah, I'm not feeling this. Let me go to something else. And then if I'm not feeling that, I can go to, like, again, it's the whole you're shooting so many shots. All you need is one to fall.
I applaud a restaurant that still does a soup of the day. You don't know what it's gonna be. You just go in and be like, I just want the soup of the day. I just want the soup of the day. You know what I'm saying? That culture is missing across all industries.
Yeah.
The soup of the day.
Yeah, you know, and it just kind of sucks, and it takes away from us. Like, I enjoyed my watch of Bel-Air as we begin to wrap this up. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what they did. Yeah. I have no desire to go back to it.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't either. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, all right, I just finished it. Am I actually gonna go back and watch all of this? Because I'm telling you, the biggest complaint I had of this show, the gaps in storytelling just used to piss me off. You introduce something in a season and it doesn't get paid off in that season.
Oh, I mean, because, like, just take this final season, for example. Some of the Ashley schools, some of the school stuff, very relevant. It would have been interesting to see them
play it out fully.
Play out with a little bit. Even if some of the stuff doesn't come to a resolution, play that out. I'm sure that matters to a lot of kids right now in school. And they're happy you mentioned it. And they see some of that. Let's play this out. See where it goes. See where
exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of things because of the format that they just weren't, that they just,
because we only got 8 to 10 episodes. We only got this amount of time in each episode. And this is another thing that pisses me off. You're going to streaming platforms anyway. Who cares about how much time is in this episode? I hate when a TV show that is specifically to a streaming platform still acts like they have to be off air before the 9:00 news.
Again, it's one of those things. What is the classification here? It's all being bundled into the same thing. Streaming. It's encompassing everything, and we're treating it the same. Yeah, let's break the format. Like, break the format. Every show didn't have to be the same one. Like, I've seen some shows like, okay, yeah, one episode was 55 minutes because that's the story they tell them. That same show would have like the next episode would maybe be 37 sometimes because that's the story we're telling. Yeah, streaming gives you that freedom. But again, it's the whole cost. And there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that unfortunately we don't have as much access to as we used to because
very closed door.
And so it's allowing these folks to do things in a way that's unchecked. Like, yeah, they're like, we're never making another episode or season of Bel-Air again. Okay, nobody knows whether they canceled something good or bad. It's just we're not investing in this project again. Versus you're canceling a #1 TV show or a top 10 TV show or whatever, maybe, or this show is slipping, so we got to like. But again, though, there's issues on all the sides. But we don't like how a lot of this stuff feels in this era, and it's just When are we gonna do something about it? Or are we just gonna keep like, yeah, we just gonna keep going and let these companies
We gonna keep on trucking forward.
Well, I think that's a good place to get out of here as we close out 2025 on this here podcast. It's Y and Z Conversations Between the Divide. We appreciate you for any time you have spent with us this year. Hopefully you have a happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Yes, we use Christmas around here because
Cripma.
it's all about the birth of our Lord and Savior. Um, real quick, what's your favorite Christmas song, sir? Favorite Christmas song?
Oh, let's go. Lately it's been it get oh man. Okay.
This is what happens when you listen to it all year long. That's the problem. Mine is Silent Night, No Holy Night. Those are top two. That's those they share.
We're talking about like just overall, not a specific. Okay, because I'm over here thinking about a specific version of a specific person. Oh, it's Oh Holy Night. It's Oh Holy Night.
Look, I'm not matching. No, Silent Night is right there too, because just
nah. Oh Holy Night is better to me. Oh Holy Night is leaps and bounds better.
It's his problem. You not.
I'm not a Silent Night baddie, but a Oh Holy Night. It could be Motowned up, it could be jazzed up, it could be country, it could be gospel. And watch this, Oh Holy Night eats when it's like orchestra classical.
Silent Night can do the same thing. Here's the issue, and we'll get out of here on this because I know you ain't got no children yet. You don't appreciate the Silent Night. You don't know the beauty of a Silent Night after a loud day. You don't know that beauty of Silent Night. Yes. Holy Night. Oh, it's called. Oh, it's bright. Yes. Because that little mug is asleep and they're dead. It's nice to see a conversation between the generations. Y'all stay safe out here. Enjoy your holiday season. And we'll see y'all in the new year, 2026, as long as that clown don't kill us all.
Yeah.
Pray.
Please. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Peace.
Peace.